Let's talk about the Manic Street Preachers. They're not my favorite band, but I really do enjoy some of their stuff, particularly their early stuff. I feel their later stuff kind of got a little samey and a little safe, but the early stuff is dangerous. It actually kicks a lot of ass. For instance, the Holy Bible is probably their most well-known work, and it's their seminal piece. It's just one of the most disenfranchising, depressing albums ever created, and of course I had to have that on vinyl. So we've got this lovely 180-gram black vinyl that you see spinning right here. So this is a great album from start to finish, and when this was released, they had just come off another album called Gold Against the Soul, which I also quite enjoy, but they felt, the band and their fans felt, that it had too much of an American sound. It sounded too punchy in a way. It didn't sound punk rock enough. And the Manic Street Preachers, for all intents and purposes, were kind of a punk rock band, even though they really liked Guns N' Roses for some reason. So when Gold Against the Soul sounded much too American, punchy, radio-friendly rock kind of thing, they went back to their old sound with the Holy Bible. But the American market actually got a separate mix of the album, which is known as the US mix. And I actually kind of prefer that. I actually really like Gold Against the Soul, and I kind of prefer that punchier, more aggressive sound. The UK mix sounds a little tinny, a little flat sometimes. So I was really excited to find out that not only was the US mix getting a vinyl release, it was getting a vinyl release for Record Store Day, which usually means you're going to get a fantastic pressing, something that sounds really awesome. You can see where I'm going with this. They put it on a fucking picture disc. They put the punchiest, rawest, sounding mix of the album on a picture disc. Lovely looking picture disc, of course, but it sounds like you'd imagine. The volume is really low, probably because they couldn't pack all of that punch into the grooves of a tinny little picture disc without somehow compromising. Thanks a lot, I guess. And this is not the first time the Manic Street Preachers have bunged me in the A. When I was a teenager, I was a really big fan of their album, This Is My Truth, Tell Me Yours, because, again, this sort of mopey, dreary, it had a lot of pretty strings, and it was a good pop album, and it also had a couple of bangers. They still hadn't quite given up on the rocking out thing. So, of course, when I saw the 20th anniversary, it is the 20th, right? Yeah, 20th anniversary edition. Holy shit, this has been that long. The 20th anniversary edition. Look how it shines in the record store. When I saw this, I just had to pick it up. First of all, well, it's a double vinyl. You have to wonder why it's a double vinyl, but I suppose audio fidelity, and it's the 20th anniversary, so of course you're gonna splurge a little on the presentation. And then when I took it home, I probably should have studied the packaging more closely, but I was a bit distracted with the whole shiny thing. So when I took it home and went to put it on, I discovered that one of my favorite tracks is missing. For some ass-backwards reason, they replaced a song called Nobody Loved You, which, again, let's just bring this back. Moby, teenager, yes, we love. And that was one of the most kick-ass songs on the album. They replaced it with one of the B-sides from, the album run. You put out a single, there's a couple of, unused tracks on the single, and one of those was a track called Prologue to History, which they, included as an album track and just booted the other track off the album. So now I've got, well, it is a lovely presentation, I feel, but now, because one of my favorite songs are missing, I have to go out and get the regular version as well. And this is on a single vinyl. So, yeah, you're listening? You can actually fit the whole album on a single vinyl. And this one has the track we're looking for. So even though I don't really believe in... Why'd you stop? That's weird. My record player just shut off for some reason. Anyway, I don't believe in owning several pressings just for completionist's sake. If I have one pressing of an album, I'm not going to go out and get a different pressing just because the label art is different. I don't actually really like having two versions of the same album on my shelf, and yet Manic Street Preachers have somehow put me in that situation, not once, but twice. So thank you very much for that. I still enjoy these albums very, very much. If the record player ever starts spinning again, I might actually listen to them again. So anyway, that's really about it. Thank you. See ya.